Hi, I'm Jim Ray, and I'm back to talk about my series, The Escapades of Gagzy and Gogzy. I'm asked sometime if I have a favourite. Well, unsurprisingly, I like all of them, but I am narrowing towards a favourite. The series of seven is available from Amazon in paperback and Kindle. Hardbacks will be available by the end of 2026, but for now, I'll remind you of the first six. Then I'll give some extra detail on the latest, just published, book 7. Right, so in this first in the series, Gagzy, Gogzy and the Fae, the psychic sisters are in an unknown, wonderful world, populated by unique characters. But it's a world which is threatened by a warlock who seeks total power. This is one of my favourites. It's also available from Audible as an audiobook narrated brilliantly by Melissa Marie Schreiner. Now, book 2 is Gagzy Gogzy and the Ragged Rascal. Rascal is who I wanted to be 65 years ago. It's a celebration of nursery rhymes, and it's about an old woman who has a hunger, a craving to capture all nursery rhyme characters and keep them as prisoners in a book which may only be opened by her. How selfish is that? Surely nursery rhymes are for sharing. This book would be one of my top 3. Absolutely. Now, in this book 3, Gagzy and Gogzy challenge Superbrain, the most advanced computer in the entire universe. To do so, they are aided by a guardian of the universe and a nonsuch named Oxymoron. Okay? Now, book 4 is the tragic tale of Penny, a ghost, a lady ghost, who haunts Tower Hall for hundreds of years, terrified of avenging angels who are coming to punish her. The psychic sisters become her friends, but can they help stop the avenging angels? Okay. Book 5 is a story where two separate worlds coexist in exactly the same place. One is Elan, a place which is invisible to all but Gagzy and Gogzy. The other is the earthly Moreau Island. Elan is the spiritual home of the forces of earth, wind, and water. The psychic sisters join them in a struggle against human intruders. Now, this book 6 is about two alien kids from a planet in another galaxy who come to Earth to meet Gagzy and Gogzy. Should the sisters be afraid? They know nothing about their visitors. Should they be afraid? Read the book and find out. Now, book 7, I'm just coming to this book 7. I've rattled off some lines on my laptop, which I will read now. Okay, since it's new, I will give more detail without giving away the whole story. The slipping time. It happens when Mum takes the psychic sisters to Glasgow in Scotland to visit some historic places. But instead of sightseeing, they're in for a shocking surprise because they are swept away, not just from Mum, but from their own time in history. They slip through the centuries to find themselves in Glasgow of more than 400 years ago, and they are not dressed for the trip, as you will discover when you read the book. It's a scary place, this bygone Glasgow. It is 1607, a time when people were afraid of just about everything. Mostly they feared God might be angry at them, punish them for bad behaviour. And when they didn't worry about God, they feared devils and demons, lurking in dark corners waiting to pounce on anyone, even kids. And to make things worse, 1607 was a time of witches and witchcraft. Adults and kids were terrified of those witches who knew how to use spells and potions to jinx them. And the biggest fear of all for women and girls was that they themselves might be accused of being witches, because they knew the punishment, and it was a terrible punishment. And that's not all. Should you ever slip into the year 1607 in Scotland on a Sunday and you want to go to church, be careful what church you go to, because some are allowed and some are banned. Go into a banned one and you will be arrested. What a time was this to slip into? It was a time of total turmoil. And when Gogzy saw where they were, she yelled at her older sister, "Gagzy, how will we get back to our own time?" They go off in search of Mum and make friends with 3 orphans, a boy and his twin sisters. And absolutely, they needed friends, because as the story unfolds, the girls are in a mighty mess when they stand accused by the kirk, accused of a crime they did not commit. This book 7 is one of my favourites. I loved writing it. But which is my absolute favourite? Well, I haven't decided, but I'll tell you next time if I can make up my mind.